everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name's Claire and this is Joli. I make videos all about houseplant care, sharing tips and tricks I've learned over the years to help keep your plants happy and healthy. And in today's video, I thought I'd take you through my top 10 favourite fast growing houseplants. Pretty much all of the ones I'm going to show you today, I've grown from cuttings and they are now really big, nice, well-established plants. So if you don't have a lot of money to spend and you can maybe only afford cuttings at the moment, then these ones are really, really great. So yeah, let's get into it. So in order to encourage the fastest possible growth in your houseplants, firstly, you obviously just want to make sure you're keeping them in the best possible conditions, making sure they're getting all the right lighting that they need, giving them all the nutrients over growing season to kind of help support and encourage any new growth. But the best possible trick I can give you with pretty much all of my tropical plants that has worked so well is increasing the temperature and balancing that with a good level of humidity. The best possible example I've got of this is my grow cabinet here that's got controlled humidity conditions. It's currently at 26 degrees Celsius, which is really quite warm, and all of my plants in there since I've put them in there have just gone absolutely crazy. So yes, I would definitely recommend doing that. I've got loads of houseplants that I'd consider to be really quite fast growing, but these ones are just ones that I'm really loving right now. If anybody wants a part 2 to this video or any more fast growing plants, let me know in the comments below and I will absolutely make another video on it. But yes, so the first one that I've got is Variegata Tetrasperma, which is commonly known as Monstera minima. Oh, it's actually coming away from its moss pole. It's actually not related to the Monstera at all, but obviously it's got these kind of classic splits in its leaves. It's also just such an easy plant to care for. At the moment, I water mine probably around about once a week, but it's not going to complain too much if you forget to water it every so often. It is just absolutely insane. The growth at the top here that you can see, those 3 leaves, I'm pretty sure have popped up within the last month. I did actually get this one about 4 months ago, I think, when it was down here, and it has grown so much in the time that I've had it. They're also really, really easy plants to propagate, so great if you want to add even more of them to your home for free. I've got a little cutting here propagating in sphagnum moss, and this is personally the best way that I've found to propagate them. You can do it in water, but the best way that I have found is taking a cutting. I'll see if I can get it out. This has only been in the moss for about a week. Oh wow, it's doing well actually. Yes, so taking a cutting, making sure it's got a node on it, putting it in some damp sphagnum moss, and I've got mine in my grow cabinet, so it's got lots of heat, lots of humidity, and as you can see, can you see? Yeah, it's rooting already. It's rooting really, really nicely. So that would be the best method of propagation that I would suggest for these plants. But yeah, it's such a cool plant. As I say, mine's kind of coming off its moss pole at the moment, and I'm thinking at some point I might just kind of let it climb up the wall because it looks really nice like that. But that is plant number 1. The next plant's one that I've shown you so many times before, and it is literally just one of my all-time favorites. Whoa! It is just a golden pothos, and it's such a beautiful, ridiculously fast-growing plant. This one I propagated from cuttings, I want to say about a year, 2 years ago, something like that. I mean, it has just gone absolutely crazy, and the amount of times I've chopped and propagated this plant since then, if I hadn't, it would probably be down to the floor by now. But as you can see, it is very, very, very long. It is such an easy plant to propagate as well. I usually just do this one in water. I just take a cutting with a node like that and just stick it in some water, and within a few weeks you'll usually have some roots, and then you can either pot them up as a brand new plant or you can pot them into the main pot to kind of make it a bit fuller and bushier. The other thing that you can do with this plant, again, if you want to make the growth a lot bushier, is you can just wrap the vines round without cutting them and essentially plant them back into the soil, and that will help produce new growth points and you will have a much bushier plant. But yeah, this one's also dead cheap to buy. Pothos plants are really common, but they just look gorgeous. They're another one that at some point I would like to get kind of climbing up the walls and stuff like that because they look so nice like that. But yes, that is plant number 2. The next one is the Philodendron Erenstiae, which I've shown you before. It is just, oh, look at those leaves. They are just so, so, so beautiful. And it's also got these really gorgeous kind of ruffled petioles, which are just really cute. I really like them. Cute, I never say cute, I don't know why I just said that. But yeah, it's just a really gorgeous plant. I've currently got mine in pure pon. I actually tried to make a little self-watering pot for it, which I'm not going to attempt to show you because there is water at the bottom and it will spill. But yeah, it's really, really, really fast growing. I've had this one for about 8 months, I think, and I got it as a cutting, just a 1-leaf cutting, and it's now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a 7th leaf on the way. This leaf here is really relatively new, and you can see hasn't even quite hardened up yet, and already it's giving me new growth from here. So yeah, it's considered quite rare still, this plant. I haven't actually seen loads of people that have this plant, but I got my cutting on Etsy. You can get cuttings, I would say probably for about 20 quid or something like that. And yeah, as I say, I would recommend doing it that way because big full plants do cost quite a lot of money and they're so easy to propagate, so fast growing, and just look absolutely beautiful. I do need to kind of sort out this top section here because you can see where it's come away from the stake. It's just kind of going woohoo, doing its own thing. But yeah, I love this plant so much and I don't think it gets spoken about enough. So I'll make some more content on that plant soon. The next one is the Syngonium Elbow, which is a beautiful plant. This one here is actually just wound around at the moment. I took it off the moss pole that I had it on because I was thinking about completely chopping it up and essentially starting again, just because again it's such an easy plant to propagate. Look at that leaf, isn't that gorgeous? The variegation's just stunning. I had loads of issues with this plant for ages just because it kept giving me purely white growth, and when that happens, although it looks really beautiful, it just kind of means that you've got to chop it back to preserve the variegation in the plant, otherwise your plant's not going to do very well. So as you can see from all of these new growth points here, I've chopped it back many times, and down here as well. And I have shown you before, and I'll put a clip in of some of the little ones that I've propagated and got new plants from already in there. But this one, it grows so quickly. And again, it's a relatively rare plant. I mean, they're a lot easier to get hold of nowadays, but still you see cuttings going for kind of 5 to 10 quid now, which isn't bad at all considering the rate that they grow at. But yeah, when it's staked and when it's upright, it looks gorgeous. But as I say, at the moment, mine's just a little bit droopy. So I'm just wrapping it around itself in the pot, but I will be chopping it up to propagate soon. But yeah, great plant. I'm going to clear some space to show you the next one because I have damaged it in videos before and I really don't want a repeat of that because it's one of my favourite plants. So this one here is the White Princess Philodendron, which has got so big I can't actually fit it in the camera anymore. I got this one, probably about a year ago, again as a 1-leaf cutting, and I actually lost the original leaf. The leaves, they're beautiful, but they're so fragile, and I will show you the clip from my other video where I broke a leaf off in the video. A tragedy has just occurred. They do snap so easily, so you really have to watch that because they come out so much. But it is just such a gorgeous plant with such beautiful variegation. Again, it's actually really easy to care for. I don't really pay this plant much attention besides just sitting and admiring it. But it's a really great one. Again, this is probably a rare plant that I would say, a rare plant that I would say if you're a beginner or if you're not that experienced with plants but you want to get something a little bit rarer, I would say this one is a really good shout because you just kind of, with me, I allow the top layer of soil to dry out and then I just give it a water, let it drain. I've got it in this room, which is kind of bright and direct light, and it's so happy. Ooh. But yeah, and also I haven't actually propagated this plant yet, but it is, again, really easy to propagate. You can see nodes going all the way up the stem on here. I'll put some clips in. But yeah, I am tempted to chop and propagate it, but I just don't know if I can bring myself to do it because I love how big she's getting. But yeah, what should I do? I don't know. But yeah, that's that one. The next little one's just a spider plant. Again, really common, but it's just, I love spider plants so much. I feel like they get a lot of hate and I don't know why, but it's just such a characterful, fun plant. This one I chopped as a little plantlet off my mum's big plant and propagated. And since I've potted it up in soil, and especially since I've had it in my grow cabinet, it's just gone crazy. It's kind of a proper full established little plant now and I absolutely love it. I do also have a big spider plant downstairs and that one's just purely green. This one's variegated, but it's just such a cheeky, cool little plant and it's really air purifying. It's pet friendly. I'm pretty sure it's pet friendly. And yeah, you get loads of free plants with it as well because it produces, as I say, like with this one, little plantlets that come off it. So it's a really It's just a really great plant. I know I'm saying that about all of these plants, but these are my favourites. The next one here is my Philodendron melanochrysum, and as you can see, it's just got the most beautiful velvety leaves. They are so soft. And this one, I had a bit of a dilemma originally with this plant because I went away on holiday, got back, and it was just covered in thrips and it was being eaten to bits. You can still see on the kind of mother leaf down here, there is a little bit of damage, just like there and there. But I had no choice but to essentially chop the whole plant up and propagate it. And I've propagated about 6 cuttings, all of which have taken. I just propagated them in water actually. If I was to go back and do it again now, I'd probably do it in sphagnum moss, but all of this here is new growth from the last couple of months, and it's also got a new leaf coming at the top there, and it's just such a beautiful plant. They can grow to be absolutely huge. I've seen, oh my God, some of the ones I've seen on Instagram, the leaves are just huge, absolutely huge. So I'm hoping at some point mine will get there, but she's off to a good start. I should also probably put this one on a moss pole or something she can kind of attach herself to and climb up a bit better. At the moment, I've just stuck a little stake in there to kind of hold her upright, but yeah, just absolutely stunning. This next one, again, is really common. It's a string of pearls plant, and I just adore this plant so much. I think especially when you've got lots of plants and you kind of group them together, this one just adds so much texture. It just looks really beautiful. It almost doesn't look real. And this one is just, I mean, crazy fast growing. Again, it does require quite a lot of light to keep it happy and growing quickly, so it's not a plant that will do well in a low light spot, but I don't know if you can really see on camera, it's got so much, all these little new bits coming here are all new growth, and it's just doing so well. So yeah, the biggest thing you have to watch out for with these plants is overwatering, and I would say that's probably the most common killer in them, because you'll often notice the growth at the top kind of shrivel and not look as full and healthy, and that is nearly always to do with overwatering. So the best way to tell, and the way that I tell when this one needs watering, I don't even really monitor the soil. I'll just watch the pearls and I'll see when they start to kind of deflate a bit, and then I'll be like, it's telling me it's time for a water, and then I will go ahead and water it again. I have also got a variegated string of pearls that I'll pop a clip in of that I propagated probably about 3 months ago from cuttings, and again, you can just plant them directly into soil, but I propagated mine in water just because I wanted to watch the roots form, and potted them up, and now it's growing really quickly. Again, they do love heat, so this kind of environment is so perfect for them. But yes, that is the string of pearls. It is just the best plant ever. I would say it's probably not just one of my favorite top fast growing houseplants. I would say it's probably one of my favorite houseplants of all time. I just absolutely adore it. The next 2 that I'm going to show you, I might have to put some clips in because you might not be able to see them very well. But the first one is this one here. It's a Hearty Philodendron, and it's just, oh my God. I mean, I don't know if you can really see. As I say, I'll pop some clips in, but it is so ridiculously fast growing. Loads of vining philodendrons are actually really fast growing, but this one has just been absolutely crazy. Again, it's really easy to care for as well. You just wait until the soil dries out, give it a good water, bright and direct light. It can cope okay in lower light conditions as well, but mine seems really happy in the spot that I've got it in. I'm tempted actually to chop it back soon. I always get so stressed about these things. I don't know if I'm going to chop it back or not, but I'm thinking because it needs a really good repot, I'm going to chop it back, take some cuttings, maybe plant them into the same pot. I'm not sure yet, but I will make a video on that because I think it's going to be a slightly challenging repot just with the size of it. But yeah, that's that one. And then the last one, and again, this is an all-time favorite plant, is my Variegata monstera, which I cannot even explain, has grown so quickly. So I got this plant 2 years ago as a present, and it had about 3 leaves at the time. It was absolutely tiny, and it's now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 leaves and a new one on the way. It is, I mean, it's almost so big now that it doesn't fit in this room. So again, I've thought about chopping her so many times, but don't think I can bring myself to do it because she's just so beautiful. But it's a really great fast growing plant so long as you keep it in the right conditions. But yeah, those are my top 10 at the moment. I have got more that I love, so as I say, if you want a part 2 to this video, do let me know and I will happily show you some more. But do let me know in the comments what your favourite fast growing houseplants are. I am always looking to be inspired, so do let me know. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, have a lovely day, and I will see you in the next video.